getting into it momentarily. Don't worry about it. Oh, looks like Ace is just going.
So I just assume that Dave has started as well.
We're looking at restarting this race because we don't have Davy's video right now. Alright, so mild technical difficulties. We are going to work on it. But as you can see with what we just got out of Ace on this race that's not actually happening, this course is fast.
And this character is fast. He's using band arrows.
Yes. Quick little rundown of the speed mechanics for this game. You obviously, like any other racing game, have acceleration, top speed, handling. This one has its very major boost mechanic. Every pod has a hidden stat called Boost Thrust. This ranges between about 190 and 400. Bends that 400. So every pod in the game at maximum upgrades has the same non-boosting top speed. The differences at top end come in with boosting. It is a flat addition of speed based on your boost thrust that you accelerate up to. Ben's being 400 means his speed tops out at 1049.
And it means with all the upgrades, he will be the fastest pod racer to use, with very few exceptions.
Yes, there are currently 2 tracks that he does not hold the individual record for.
Shortcuts are a different story. Or no upgrades.
Shortcuts and no upgrades are a very different story, mostly because Bull's Roar is also pretty dumb.
It is a very, very recent discovery that a lot more characters are viable under the different circumstances than we originally thought. Like, for many years, people would only use Bullseye and Quadin arrows.
But now Juan Sandedge has a record.
Yeah.
Oh, Abyss makes no sense. Apologies again for the delay. We are working on it. Yeah, it's a hardware issue with Davy's rig. It shouldn't be much longer.
Davey comes from the original community.
Yeah, he's been doing this for what, 12,
before any of
years?
us were speedrunning this game.
Yeah, he's
before the days of streaming.
He's the first top level runner.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. There were earlier players.
Yeah, he's one of them.
It goes back to the early 2000s. Players on N64.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had Mike on PC, and then Davey came in after Mike, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, David's been holding up. I mean, he got a 135.7 on Boonta training course last month. He can still keep up with anyone. And he's less than a tenth of a second behind Cobalt on that track. Only one within that window.
Cobalt is the main competitor for Ace for the title of overall champ, but she has kind of disappeared from the game right now.
Yep. Still working on it. Davey is relatively new to streaming his runs. He's used to just locally recording and submitting.
Yeah, those old videos. It was just a camera pointed at some laptop.
Oh man. I mean, he can locally record in pretty good quality. So this shouldn't be too hard once we get his settings down. What tracks would you like to see these guys go on? Because I want to see some crazy shenanigans.
Yeah, I wonder what their strategies are for this. Maybe you'd want to practice some really difficult ones.
I know Ace has been playing a lot of Fire Mountain Rally lately.
Because you think, your opponent probably expects you to ban them, but then you grind a lot of Grapevine Gateway and go for it.
Yeah, I would love to see a Barunda one.
Kind of.
To answer a question in chat, there's the rules are in that link, along with the bracket.
It might be that some of the shorter, more simple tracks will not get chosen. I've seen that in another time trial tournament.
Yeah, I don't expect to see much Bunta training or Mongaza.
People think it's inconsistent.
They are.
Because of the small differences.
Yeah, they are. One mistake costs the entire thing. There's no wiggle room for a crash on Mongaza Speedway.
Yeah, Mongaza Speedway is like the first track of many games.
What's the world record on that thing? Like 39 seconds? Or 40 or something, right? Let's see. 39.837 seconds for the 3-lap record on that course.
$39.83?
No, 0.89 or 0.83, yes.
Ah, it's not on the leaderboard.
It's on Cyberscore.
Yeah, Davey has a faster time than Ace here. And he did that back in 2012.
To answer a question in the chat again, Swiss is a common format among card and board game tournaments, such as chess or Magic, where you have a fixed number of rounds. It is not a round robin. You have a fixed number of rounds that is based on the number of entrants you have. In our case, we have 22, so we're doing 5 rounds of Swiss. And every round, somebody plays another player with the same win-loss record as them where possible. So every round is independently seeded, and after 5 rounds, you have a very clean spread of records. So we're taking that Swiss to get clean seeding for a double elimination bracket. We wanted to ensure that everybody got a minimum number of rounds. Any other questions from chat that I might be able to answer? We've got some downtime.
Can we agree that this game is the best thing the Phantom Menace gave us?
Yeah, it's up there. And yes, Swiss attempts to give each opponent the most appropriate match. And for some reason, it put me against Mikey round 1. But whatever. There was a spiritual successor.
Racer Revenge.
It was bad.
On PS2.
Yeah, it was very bad.
They went a very different route for that game. Like, most of the characters are gone, and it's more based on like fighting the other racers, and like you have permadeath during the race.
Yeah, I liked the idea of permadeath, actually.
It's not a bad idea per se, but that means
the execution was terrible.
Yeah, you either get an insanely hard game if you keep the mechanics the same, or you change them to make it a bit harder to die.
Yes. I really wish it was a bit harder to die in this game.
That's the thing, as soon as you start the boost, you're made out of glass.
Or when you start to slide.
And then sometimes there are collisions that are allowed while boosting. They only cancel your boost instead of
some
blowing
of them
you up.
Don't even cancel your boost.
And you just have to memorize it.
Alright. We are getting there. Apologies again, Apologies again for this. It was just a hardware malfunction on the end of one of our racers. Oh, come on, Cyclone. You've always got to find the bigger hammer. It's like there's a bigger fish. There's always a bigger hammer. Well, Cyclone, you're going to see some excavators in this game. We tend to crash into them. All right, looks like Davey is in. And just to recover things for YouTube purposes, hello and welcome to the first official match of the Galactic Pod Racing Circuits. I am Enfro, one of the organizers of this event, joined by Andy Panther, a longtime runner of this game and a strong fixture within the community.
Hello.
Racing today, we have two of the best to ever play this with Ace and Davey. Ace currently has more IL records than anybody else, or than any other individual. And Davey, I believe, has set more than almost anyone else.
He's an old school player of this game.
Yes.
The community before the days of streaming.
Oh, man. And him coming from before the days of streaming is why we had a little bit of trouble there. But looks like we're okay. Just waiting on the go-ahead from Speed Gaming. Now, a little bit of formatting stuff. They wound up on this track for the first round, or for the first race of this best of 9. By alternating bands of courses within the amateur circuit, which is the first set of tracks within the game.
It's called amateur, but sometimes it doesn't really make sense where they placed them.
They are still very hard. And to address a concern within chat, it's best of 9 courses that I think the longest course in the game is under 6 minutes at this level of play.
if they dare to select that track.
We're gonna see it at some point. I'm accounting for RTA scenarios, Mike. Because this is all consistency more so than peaks.
And this game, it's not like one of those racing games where you just slow down a bit if you make a mistake. Usually you just explode.
Oh. Ah. Yay, technical difficulties. Yeah. Also, to everybody watching, you're going to be hearing a lot of Duel of the Fates. Alright, we can see Davey racing. It's a little laggy, but that's fine.
Yeah, Ace is frozen for me for a while now.
And Ace has been paused. We're working on making it not PowerPoints percent.
Fun fact, this tournament is part of the official Star Wars canon.
Is it though?
Yes. In this game you can even race with child Anakin outside Tatooine.
Yeah.
And he's track favorite on a Barunda track that is rather infamous.
He's actually not a bad choice there either. Like, he's a slow pod in general, but the rest of his stats work very well for that track. I remember as a kid trying to do that Darth Maul cheat, which doesn't actually exist.
But they put Darth Maul into the sequel.
Yeah. To be fair, there are two alternate skins for pods.
Yeah.
We'll probably see them at some point in the tournament, just when runners want to mess around a bit. It's always a cool showcase. Okay, and Yes, Davy's stream is looking much better now.
Wouldn't it be amazing if the tournament ended with the very last race being the Bunta Classic?
Alright. I would love for that. Alright. Looks like we might actually be ready this time.
Could it work? Could the force be with us?
And looking at chat, with default controls, pressing Control as Sebulba in a race, we'll use a flamethrower out of your left engine.
And the AI is immune to it.
Really? What's the
But
point?
you are not if you are up against AI Sebulba.
What's the point of letting us use this?
I don't know.
Alright. Yeah. Alright, looks like we are resetting. So, in the interest of the YouTube cropping, let's do take 3 at an intro. Hello and welcome to the inaugural race of the Galactic Pod Racing Circuit, our 20th anniversary celebration of the best part of the Phantom Menace. I am Enfro, one of the organizers of this event, joined by Andy Panther, a longtime runner and stalwart of the community.
Hello, everyone.
Our runners today are Ace, who currently dominates the IL records, and Davey, who has been a top-level player for as long as any of us can remember. He was one of the originals. Going into this, our first race is going to be on Beto's Wild Ride. Just waiting on both runners to get in position and for the countdown, and then we will be good to go. Ever died? Might be a false alarm again. Okay. Nope, looks like we are good. Alright, the racers have been given the go. Just come on, Twitch. Also, I'm going to pretend I didn't just read someone in chat saying Bull's Roar is a good pick on Abyss. Alright, we're into it! We're just slightly off sync, but that is just fine. Coming off the line, we see both players taking a near identical line going into the first shortcut. And a near identical line and timing coming out of the first shortcut. So the big thing with this track is that it's really fast. Very clean hill climb out of Ace. Davey did clip the wall a few times and chose a slightly different line over the ice field.
Yeah, the ice messes with the physics.
Yes, because for some reason your hovercraft is affected by terrain.
And the snow at the end, where they're boosting up the hill, that's also considered off-road. And if you were to be there without boost, you can't actually start the boost.
And Davey with the first death of the race. That slalom segment at the end is brutal in the right scenario. Now, on Ben, you do not actually utilize the 10th shortcut on laps 2 and 3. Mostly because Ben can maintain the boost all the way through this tunnel, if you're in the right scenario. And
This is kind of the technical track of the game.
Yes.
Go from the very start of the training.
Yep. Slightly wonky path across the ice from Ace, but it did work. And Davey with a very clean straight line through it all.
There would be a small shortcut to use here, but in this tournament, it kind of works on an agreement between the players to use or not use shortcuts.
And in 90% of our races, we will not be seeing skips.
I mean, I would love a Van Sandwich duel on Abyss.
Tell you what, if we play each other, we'll do that. Did you even enter?
I did not enter.
Ah, we should have.
As an N64 runner.
Ah, yeah. This has been a very, very clean Beatos from Ace.
If you don't know what you're doing, it can seem that you randomly explode at that part there with the flags.
Yeah.
But it's actually always, it always happens at the same place, and you can learn to avoid it. And tilting the Podracer also helps.
Yes, or in that spot only kills you if you boost. All right, and Ace takes the first track. Aside from that death, though, that was a very clean run from both of them.
Yeah.
All right, nice start from Ace, and now let's see where we're going and what pods are being banned in this second track. Let's see where we're going. There will be no Bunta training course and no Mongaza Speedway. Those are Ace's bans.
Oh, one pod can be banned too.
Yes. Yeah, Ace just beat Davies' PB on that track. Nope. So, where would you take Ace?
On a short track.
Which Ace just banned 2 of.
Dave is good at short tracks that you have to grind for really small improvements.
Yeah. Alright. And we're just getting a couple of bits of info from Davey. Bunta Classic has been banned.
Abyss too.
Alright. So Abyss, Mongaza Speedway, Bunta Training, and Bunta Classic have all been taken off. Excuse me while I double check a ruling.
No, the loser bans a pod. The 2 ban is only after the first race.
Yes. God. Oh. Yeah, excuse me for one moment. We had a bit of a rules misunderstanding between the runners.
Just, just ban Bullseye and then force them to play Grab Wine with Ben.
All right, Aqualaris Classic has been banned by Ace.
Interesting.
That is an interesting selection.
And no more Ben.
And well, the ban is only for the next race. Or the pod ban is only for the next race.
The two first bans after the first race, those are for the rest of the match.
Yes. And then the pod ban. Looks like we're getting Spice Mine Run with no Ben.
What you could do, you could really practice something that is normally played with Bullseye, but ban him.
Yeah. So who do you pick here? Bowls?
With upgrades, maybe Mahonic, Mars
Yeah, maybe.
Duo.
Mars would probably be my pick.
Mahonic would be hard to make fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, upgrades do make it a little interesting.
Ooh, Ace is going for it.
Is he going Bowls?
Yeah.
Hell yes. Oh, Davey needs to go back to,
Hey, why did he switch his file?
because he's, on a glitched file.
He's going with Bullseye. There's no room for error with Bullseye if Ace gets a clean race.
Yeah. Davey just needs to, get through. Davey just needs to fix a small issue.
The thing is, Bolt is fast, but his controls are not exactly the best. So David is just.
So this is a known glitch where you do a lap in Mangaza or just finish Mangaza because it's a minute, and then all the tracks are back.
Is that a PC thing?
Yeah, it's a PC specific glitch.
Because this game is so broken on modern PCs.
This was a glitch on original release.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I remember needing to figure out how to fix it as a kid. 4504 as Bullseye on there. No, Ronnie, it does happen on Steam. I've gotten it. Bullseye versus Bowls. All right, this should be interesting.
Polar opposites in terms of controls.
Yes, Bowls has the lowest traction in the game. Bullseye, I believe, has the second highest. He does have the highest. He does have the best handling in general, though.
What's the highest? Is it
Neva or Neva
yeah,
Key?
I guess that.
Basically, Key and Bullseye have their traction and handling switched between them.
No, Neva Key is the one that isn't actually a pod racer.
It is a pod.
I guess it depends how you define it.
A pod just means the engines are a separate construction from the cockpit.
The thing is, he doesn't have them attached with cables.
Hey, they let him play, or they let him race.
It
So.
is in the front, so that's the first thing that crashes into a wall.
Oh yeah, I didn't say his design was smart. Oh. Ace had a little bit of a hitch on his start. We will be working on that sync going forward. So you can already see a bit of a speed difference between these two pods.
Just look at the numbers.
Yeah. Bowles also holds his boost much longer.
And those
Yes,
numbers,
and
they
that-
are just units of speed.
They're kilometers per hour. Let's be real here.
Yeah, I know.
Alright. Now, this is a good opportunity to... I did not know you could just explode there. This is a good opportunity to explain a mechanic in this game that affects your speed. Certain pieces of terrain just speed you up on their own. Such as that conveyor belt they were on that you saw Ace not boosting along. There are a few other surfaces that do this, namely most things going downhill, the anti-gravity tunnels on the Uvu 4 maps, and a few other instances like that conveyor belt.
And the surfaces can sometimes affect you being able to start the boost. You can't start the boost on like off-road snow.
It's actually not quite that simple. The way the game tracks that is you cannot start a boost when you are below 75% of your maximum speed. So you can start a boost while you're off-road, provided you haven't been off-road very long.
So that's how that works, because
Yes.
you can easily observe that when you play the Gauntlet map.
Yes. I believe we have Ever Alert to thank for finding out exactly how that goes.
But
It's either Ever Alert or Bean Dip.
this track is the same world as Mongasa Speedway. It's just
Yes.
an actual track and not just a circle.
This track is actual racing, not American racing. NASCAR's not real
Fired.
racing. I will die on that hill. There are things to do besides turning left. Yeah, looking at this, I'm thinking Bullseye was not the pick here.
I would have used Mars.
Mars would have been my first choice, mostly because I'm not good enough at bowls with
Ace with
upgrades.
a death.
Ooh. Another death on this lap, and there's a shot for Davey.
And there it is.
Oh, yeah, the oversteer.
They're having difficulties.
And Davey died there too. Yeah, this track is relatively tough.
It's not as hard as the previous amateur circuit track, though.
No, but Vengeance deserves to be like number 6 in the semi-pro circuit.
Yeah, the Vengeance does not fit to amateur. They only put it there because it's shorter than the other Ubu tracks.
Yes. And far less interesting. Executioner and Gauntlet are awesome. I mean, Gauntlet's my favorite, or one of my favorite tracks in the game. And not exactly a clean showing from Ace, but worked out. I mean, Bowles just has a colossal straight line advantage over Bullseye.
I'm not sure if Davey ever practiced a lot of the characters besides Bullseye and Ben.
Yeah. I mean, if you can play both of them, you can play Mars.
Now, we will just see one more ban of a track and a pod. The winner bans a track, the loser bans a pod, and the loser picks the track. That's how it will work from now on.
Yes. All right, let's see where we're going now. So, Aquilaire's Classic has been banned. Bullseye Noir has been banned. Is he doing what I think he's doing? Are we getting Grabvine no Bullseye? He already banned it. Or he already banned a track.
What does he have against Aquilaire's Classic?
I don't know. Alright. We're just waiting on Davey to make his pick. Alright, we're going Vengeance. Vengeance going with Ben. Alright, this should be some fireworks.
Vengeance is very fast and it's extremely easy to die. It features one of the anti-gravity tubes.
The tunnels, actually, now that I've practiced it a lot more, the tunnels feel like one of the least difficult parts of that track.
I really hate the part right after the start with the chicane and all those tight tunnels.
Yeah. Yeah, that gets tricky.
The visibility is bad.
Yeah, my challenge on Vengeance has always been the soft hairpin after the fan room. But the tunnels are far easier on PC. Oh, Ace is downgrading his air brake by one stage? Alright, that is an odd decision.
It's a fairly recent discovery that you can sometimes get better results by strategically downgrading certain parts from a full upgraded. Not top speed, but like...
Yeah, I know about downgrading. Air brake and traction are the two you downgrade. But, oh, Davey's got to do the quick thing again.
Well, does it happen every time to him?
It happens pretty often.
Good thing that he's good at Mongasa Speedway.
Yeah. But what you run into with the downgrades thing, is you've got to really know what you're doing to know how to be able to figure out what to downgrade. And we don't really have a comprehensive list of it yet. It's mostly personal preference among racers.
And really, that stuff is... we're talking about very small differences here.
Yes. I mean, once you're looking at this level of play, small differences are what make all the difference. Did he just get a 43 on a 40? Okay, low 44 on a first attempt. That's all right. I thought he was about to get a 43. Just he beat my PB on that track by over a second, just on a whim.
Casually.
Yeah. All right, well, we're getting vengeance. So yeah, there's going over the length of the entire tournament. We're going to be running into a couple of things like that. Just the game is very glitchy. And Ace is doing another one that I was actually specifically talking to him about earlier, where you keep an AI racer in, because there are destructible rocks in the tunnels. You mainly do this on the 3 Uvu tracks, and you do it on Bunta training course. I don't believe you do it on Classic. You can, but I've never seen it done. We were just waiting on a bit of a resync. Looks like we're getting into it now. Alright, and stand by, these races will be synced up momentarily. So, these destructible rocks you're going to see later on. However, first off, that boost you just saw Ace hold is very difficult. As you see by Davey failing to hold it. Now, this long turn you're seeing Ace go into now as he's frozen to resync streams.
And that's vengeance for you.
And then that soft hairpin. Bear in mind, this track is supposed to be easier than that first one we did. Or not first one, that second one we did. Alright, Davey got through there. Now Ace is in the tunnels. This is the brutal part. And apologies about the bitrate. The tunnels just do not like being streamed. It's this final bit of the tunnels he's getting into now. These 2 rocks are very hard to dodge. And Ace makes it cleanly. There's a very long boost you can hold coming out of here. Ace does not seem to be going for the single boost strategy, but he did hold his boost after he got out of there, which was pretty solid. Davey also very cleanly got through the tunnels, which was a nice first lap.
You generally see the highest speeds in the game.
I believe the highest speed ever recorded in the game wasn't there. It was on Howler Gorge.
Howler Gorge is an interesting one.
With that very long downhill.
Because you get a kind of similar tunnel in Scrapper's Run.
Yes, but that tunnel's pretty short. The highest top speed we ever recorded, I think, was like a 12 or 1300 going down that hill going down that ramp on Howler.
Now, something to keep in mind with this game when you're watching is you will see crashes even from the very best players, because this game, all those perfect time trial runs you see these people uploading, they take thousands of attempts before you get that one perfect run. But if you do it under RTA conditions, everyone will crash. That's how this game is.
And Ace got very lucky in the end of the tunnels on that lap too. He hit one of the rocks and broke it without dying. And Davey did not. Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, some of the rocks are not breakable though.
The 2 big ones in the final segment both are.
But they are consistent. They will not be randomized or something.
There is almost no RNG in this game.
Except if you're running any percent with upgrades or any other RTA category.
Nobody does that right now, though.
You're gambling for good parts at the junkyard.
Yeah. That was a solid vengeance from Ace.
The start was a bit rough.
That's gonna happen here. Now, I'm expecting Davey to go kind of crazy now that he's down 3-0. I'm expecting him to go for some much more aggressive picks.
He has to.
Like, what's the next pick? Do you go completely nuts and go something like Gauntlet? $107.5 with a death on the lap. That's pretty good. Oof.
He just bans Aquilaris Classic every single time.
Yeah, Ace doesn't like AQC. Oh, we're going Sebulba's Legacy, no, Ben.
Will they do the wall ride or not?
They are asking about it now.
We have policy for the leaderboard that for the purpose of RTA, we only count the really big stuff as skips, but for time trials, we include all the minor skips. They only save seconds or so. For the purpose of this one, we count it as a skip.
For the purpose of this, we went with the IL definition of a skip. But we are going with...
Yeah,
we are going with no wall ride skip.
It's a no skip. It's actually, I'd say it's a good pick for Davey. He has a 149 there without the skip. Using Bullseye.
Okay. Wait, he got a 149 with Bullseye?
Yeah.
With no skip. Alright. Yeah, it's things like this that you can use to deal with a player of Ace's level. You just pick something he hasn't practiced on as well. Practice on his
your strengths.
Because I don't think he knows Bullseye's boost timings here. What did he pick?
He's using Mahonic.
Here we go. It's our green boy. All right. Now let's see what he can do with this one. Now Mahonic is weird. He's basically bowls, but with much higher traction and lower turn response. So he's a very stiff pod with a high top speed.
You can get good results with him.
Yes. What's Davey doing?
What is
he not going Bullseye?
Is Bullseye banned? No, he's not.
What's he doing? All right.
Leave a key? Is he thinking Bullseye is banned?
I don't know.
And yeah, he didn't start on my end.
Yeah. We need to set this. Apologies. So this is going to be very interesting if Neva is what he goes with. Yeah. Don't worry about it, chat. We are fixing this. There we go. Yeah, it was just a miscommunication on the start timing.
So, Mahonic versus Neva then.
Yeah. I'm really curious what his logic is on the Neva pick.
I'm not sure if he thinks that he can't use Bullseye.
Because he banned Ben.
Because it might be that he's not aware that the bans are just for one track.
I mean, I was pretty clear on that.
Maybe that's just a
We're
strat.
doing it. Very effective strat 3 seconds in. Yes, the bands disappeared. Such a weird decision.
I mean, he could have selected Cascano.
I mean, he wouldn't.
You should never select Cascano.
I don't know. Nacho willingly did 5 laps of Fire Mountain Rally with no upgrades Gascano.
Well, Nim did any percent no upgrades with him on Dreamcast.
Why?
Because Nim actually likes pain.
Alright then. No judgment here.
He loves RNG then, so yeah.
I'm just very confused by the Neva key pick. Although Ace's Mahonic is looking clean.
You can just see how big Mahonic is. That's a factor for those Podracers. So you just have to tilt more, be more careful to not hit the wall.
Yeah. Now it's also, remember, they're playing at different camera angles. Davey plays very zoomed out, Ace plays at default.
Have the same camera angle and still it feels like Bullseye is like half of Mahonic. Got a sub 2 there. So this could be the last one.
I'm just confirming that Davey knew what he was getting into there.
Oh, he was
Okay, yeah,
thinking that Bullseye
he was thinking he wasn't allowed to play Bullseye. Give us a moment, there might be a bit of an arbitration thing. So where are we going now? So Ace continues with his Aquilaris ban. I really don't get that. Alright, Ben is banned.
And Aquilarius as usual.
Where are we going?
Scrapper's
Scrapper's run with no Ben. Are we just getting bullseyes?
Let's go with a big guy.
Really? I would go bullseye here. Yeah, Ace is probably going Mahonic.
You know you're tempted to just call Nivaki Rat.
Oh, yeah. That's a sound effect. Oof. Alright, and David's got to fix that. That was very loud.
Yeah, Ace is...
Yeah, David's got to go fix this thing again really quick. Wait, what?
What version?
There is no permanent pod ban.
Oh, David with a game restart.
Yeah. Apologies for this.
The
It's
same
a
version?
Davey thing. It's a Davey specific bug, apparently. Yeah. Okay, there's the problem. Davey's playing in full screen mode. That's throwing off a lot of things. This game does not like to be recorded in full screen, and everything should be a lot smoother going forward since most of the players are playing in windowed.
This game... Isn't it hacky in the first place to play in Windows?
We are playing on PC, and it's not a PC port. It was officially released on PC originally.
In 1999.
Yes. It can be put in windowed mode with an external wrapper that we use.
I've played it before on PC, and it glitches out even by using Alt-Tab.
Struggling to play a 20-year-old game is perfectly normal because it wasn't made for modern hardware.
It was released for Windows 98.
Oh god, you're making me feel old.
And still, it's the best version of the game despite all the issues.
Yes.
Like, there is N64 locked to 24 FPS, and with a ton of lag. And you can't boost into corners because of the limitations. You have to use the control stick for nose up.
Alright, Davey's getting into it now. There we go.
And Dreamcast then is more of a downgraded PC version.
Basically.
Insane loading times.
So bear with us for just another 30 seconds or so.
And Davey is extremely loud.
It's a new lap record!
Alright, that should be fixed now. I'm not sure why it started using Davey's audio. Alright. It's not a full mute, I just switched over to Ace's audio. So, that's the easiest way I could do it.
He got a 43. Imagine if this was just best of 9.
Best of 9
Moncasa
MGS.
Speedway.
Davey would win every time. Alright. Now we're getting to the actual race. Apologies for the delay. Alright, yep, Mahonic Bullseye, like you predicted.
This is the shortest track of Ordivana, which is not Cloud City.
Yeah.
Just like Barunda isn't Dagobah.
Yeah, no. Alright, looks like both players are ready. We'll be getting into it any second. Come on.
In this track, you can actually, at some places, just fall off it and explode out of bounds, which is way worse than just running into a wall.
Yes. However, is this the one with the out-of-bounds finish? Or is that Scrappers? Or Death Row's Revenge?
I'm not sure. You can do it on Death Rows and Abyss.
Can you do it here? I don't remember how the finish works here. I don't know, I don't play this track very often.
The out-of-bounds finish does not count as a skip.
It does not. So going into this, it's a relatively straightforward track. It's just tight turns, long boosting lines, and you're good.
2 seconds apart.
Alright, solid lap 1 from both of them. It looks like this is just going to be make or break by the death wall coming out of this accelerating tunnel.
That's what we were talking about. Just
Yeah.
touch that wall and it's over.
Just like Davey did. That wall, I think I've survived touching it once.
You can skip that section just flying over the right side, and it's kind of a debate if that's a skip or not, since
It
you're
is a
not
skip
sure
for
if it even
this
saves
context.
the frame.
It is a skip for this context. And Ace is playing unreasonably well.
Oh, the death wall getting him again.
And, oh, he almost made it both of those laps too. Flipped it right at the end.
Ace at the end with the overheat, but that's something that you don't care about at the
No.
very end.
38.8 on lap 3. Damn.
So consistent.
Yeah, Ace is a monster, and that's going to be it. That was a 5-0 sweep. I don't think any of us predicted that.
Yeah, Ace is the one to beat here.
All right. Looks like we might be getting Ace in here as an interview. There he is. All right. Welcome in to the channel, Ace.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. There was a
Playing
fun
really.
race.
Yeah, you played insanely well.
Well, yeah, I actually prepared like an hour before the race.
Yeah, I saw that warm-up
Harmonic
stream.
gameplay was so smooth.
But yeah, thanks, guys. I'm trying to do my best,
Yeah, we can
and
see.
I'm really glad that David could make it for this tournament, even though we had some hiccups earlier. But I think we'll figure this out for the future.
Yes. It's a hard game to record and stream.
Yeah.
Still, Ace, consider yourself lucky that you didn't have to face him on Mongasa Speedway.
Oh, definitely. Like
Just casually
even
gets 43s and so.
even on Bunta training course, I probably wouldn't have had a chance, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why I banned them both. So
Mm-hmm. When he banned Ben, when he banned Bullseye, I was thinking we were going to get a no Bullseye Barunda course.
oh, same. I was actually worried for a second. I thought he's gonna take me to Baru Coast or something.
It was a bit sad that he didn't understand the exact rules when going into the Bulba's Legacy, because I legitimately thought that he might be able to turn it around. He's good at that track.
Yeah. Oh, he chose Nevake, and you think he thought Bullseye is still banned, right?
He has a 149 with Bullseye there and without the wall riot.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate, but yeah, we cleared it up.
Yes.
And I'll have him out to run it in Windows the next time, and then I think it should be much smoother.
Definitely. All right. Well, we should probably wrap it up. Our block's going to be ending in a couple minutes.
So does Davey want to come in here?
I don't believe he has a microphone. Or
He just
if
asks.
he does. Yep, we got. Nope. It looks like we might have Davey coming in.
Oh, awesome! I thought he
does not have a microphone.
Oh well.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. Would have liked to hear from him. All right. Well, very well played, Ace. Thank you for joining me on the mic, Andy, and thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting this event.
And Enfro, good luck on your match against Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, that should be a fun one. I will be racing against Mikey Berger, another one of the old school runners from Davies era. And that match will be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. But coming up, we've got 2 other matches coming up tonight. Or at least one coming up tonight. I believe we might have a reschedule happening. But we will see that later. Thank you everyone for coming out. And thanks again to Speed Gaming and everyone involved.